What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Further Review podcast. I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm Steven.
And today we got a good episode for you guys. We've got some reactions coming out. And so let's just hop right into today's topics.
So first off, we're going to go. Today is Wednesday. It is game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Right now it's about 2 o'clock p.m. Game starts at 9.
We have the Heat versus the Lakers. Who would have predicted this?
Not me, man. I got it totally wrong.
Both teams didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yep.
Heat were a 10 seed in the East, and I completely forget what the Lakers are. They got the revamped roster this year with AD, and we got the bubble Heat with Jimmy Butler. It's a bit different year, different than the past, but here we are.
So, who you got in the series, Steve?
In the series? I actually kind of think the games will be closer than people expect.
Me too.
A lot of people think it's the Lakers running away with this, and I've heard some people say 4, I've heard some people say 5, and I've heard some people say 6. No one said 7. I'm not saying 7. I say Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6, you say? I definitely think the Heat are capable of stealing at least 2 games.
Definitely.
I could definitely see it going 7, and I could definitely see the Heat winning.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
I can't.
bro.
Let me hear why.
Because you saw that run they went on in the fourth quarter against the Celtics. Yes, they just fed Bam, and they can't really do that against the Lakers because they have JaVale, Dwight Howard. But think about it. If the Heat are making every shot, they don't lose. They got Duncan Robinson, definitely the best three-point shooter left in the bubble.
100%.
One of the best in the league. We got Tyler Hero, who is knocked down. We got Iggy, who, with the death beam pointed at Earth, is taking the shot to save humanity, according to Max Kellerman. And we also got, Jimmy, he's kind of been a brick this season, but we're not going to talk about him, his shooting. But they got some snipers. They got snipers, bro, on the three-point line.
You call them snipers.
Who the Lakers have? Danny Green.
I wouldn't even include Danny Green in that conversation.
Me neither, bro. He's washed.
But see how Deion Waiters getting a ring no matter what.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He went from eating edibles on the plane to being an NBA champion.
Yeah.
But
them gummies did good.
Honestly, I guess that's what you got to do.
Hey, yeah.
Jason Tatum, start doing that.
Gummies on the plane, please.
All right, man. Going back to the series. So you think the Heat can win this? You see, I don't. I think LeBron and AD are just going to be too much for the Heat. They've already had an incredible run. I don't see them winning. I don't think LeBron will let that happen, especially in these playoffs. You've seen everybody who he's played. Gentleman sweep, gentleman sweep, gentleman sweep. And every single time. And Lillard won the first game with the Blazers. They won the first game. James Harden won the first game. The Nuggets made it go 5. It's just like, even when people think like, oh, I don't know, like in the first round, they're saying Dame could take it 7. LeBron shut that up after game 5. It was over just like that. Houston wins game 1. People think it's going to be a series. No, it's not. And then Nuggets go down. People think here they come. They might come back 3-1. People like you, they think they're coming back.
I was trolling. I did not actually.
All right, people like other people, they actually think they're going to come back. And a lot of people did. Don't mess with the 3-1.
A part of me did, Loki. A part of me is like, maybe they can do it.
LeBron didn't let that happen.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Heat have gone on a run of their own, and LeBron's going to be the one to stop it. It's his time. This whole season, they've dominated. Regular season, bubble, they've dominated, no matter what the circumstances are. And especially now that they're this close, I just don't see them letting up.
Think about this, though. All of the pressure is off the Heat.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
There is
all the pressure
zero pressure on them.
All the pressure's on the Lakers.
All they have to do is just get out there and play. LeBron's thinking about, am I going to be better than MJ after this series?
Here's the thing,
AD's like, this is my first finals. I got to do well.
Here's the thing, though. The Lakers have had pressure all year long.
Have they, though?
Yes.
How?
Because it's LA. The whole season, the whole narrative, LA versus LA. Who's the better team? Lakers, they lost 2 times and beat them once in the regular season, I think.
They beat them in their last match before the cancellation.
So, yeah, they didn't win more games against them, but they were the number 1 seed in the West, so they got that done. So they clearly did well against that. They did beat top teams in the league. They beat the Clippers, the Bucks, the Celtics. They beat top teams in the league.
The Celtics.
They're a top team in the league. But
Anyway,
I'm just saying, throughout the whole season, even when they have had pressure, they've always answered.
I mean, it was impressive when it was like the same weekend where they played the Bucks and the Clippers and
Right
beat them
before
both.
the season ended, yep.
No one really saw that coming.
Mhm.
You know who beat them right before the season ended?
Who?
The Nets.
All right.
In amazing fashion.
All
But
right.
anyway, getting ahead of myself. Happy
right.
birthday, Kevin Durant.
All right.
So they beat the Bucks and the Clippers that same week.
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive. And everyone was like, whoa, LA is no joke. LeBron kind of treated those games like playoff games
He did.
in my mind.
And then a week
Where
later,
he was like, these are must wins.
then a week later, the season was over.
Yeah.
And he left off on that same foot, though. He continued all that momentum into the bubble, and he's excelled.
He at least tried, and it looked like it worked out. But like, thing is, they have a lot of depth, a lot of experience. Well, not as much depth as other teams had. The Heat is a very deep team. They've got a lot of good young players willing to fight, and like, it's just going to be an interesting series because it's kind of like two completely different teams. Where the Lakers, they have two of the top 5 players in the league, in my opinion, on the
Definitely.
same roster.
Definitely.
Like, and the Heat have 0 out of the top 5 in the league. And it's like,
I wouldn't even say they have a top 10. I don't think Jimmy's top 10.
that's bold, but we'll put a pin in that.
I don't think Jimmy's top 10.
If the Lakers lose, I will never. Every time I see a Lakers fan, I am just gonna roast them and roast them.
Oh, yeah, the Lakers, they shouldn't lose this series.
If they lose, it's pathetic. But I still think the Heat can win for some reason. Because when they're coached by Eric Spoelstra and they have that system where it's just they're passing and it's good shots and they're making their shots, that's the thing.
And the defense is at a high level.
If they want a chance to win the series, they have to be knocking down shots consistently the whole series, which I think they're capable of, which is why I think they're capable of winning the series.
All right, final prediction, though. I got Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 7. I think the Heat will be able to push it to a game 7, but LeBron,
it's going 7.
LeBron is built different in game 7s.
All right. So Devin's got Lakers in 7, but he thinks the Heat can't win. So what do the Heat need to do in order to upset them?
They definitely need to make their shots, and they definitely need to play good defense. Bam needs to lock down the paint. Bam needs to be amazing on offense, kind of like how he was at the end of the Celtics game, but he had Tyson, who was a bum compared to JaVale.
Yeah,
and so, if they're doing that, making their shots, good passes, not getting overwhelmed with the finals like pressure,
which might happen.
It definitely could happen, but it's a bubble. There's no fans.
There's no fans,
which I think might add to the.
Still, though, it's the NBA Finals. It's all on the line here.
You're not wrong. But the thing is, when there's no fans, it's just an open gym, bro. Like, they're just falling.
That's true.
They're not thinking about, like,
Deuce Tatum.
if I miss this
They're
shot.
not thinking about Deuce Tatum in the
Not anymore.
second round.
Not anymore. Your name's their kid Deuce.
All right.
bro.
Well, his real name, I don't think it's Deuce.
What is his real
I think
name?
it's Jason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then Deuce is like 2. You know what I mean?
I kind of like Deuce as a nickname.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Exactly. So now you like Deuce, huh?
I just don't like it because he's Jason Tatum.
All right,
So.
well.
I thought that was you.
All right. So if the Heat win, though, who is the Finals MVP?
Ooh. I could definitely see it being one of 3 men. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, or nope, Iguodala.
Iguodala.
Repeat.
Really?
Maybe. Iguodala's like I'm just throwing that out there for fun. Like, that's kind of spontaneous.
It's a
but,
long
like,
stretch.
I think it's really between Jimmy and Bam. Probably Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I definitely think it's Jimmy. If they win it, I think it's definitely Jimmy. And I also believe that in order for the Heat to win, Jimmy Butler has to play like the superstar offensively, not just defensively and in a playmaking aspect. He has to make his shots. He has to create his own shots. He can't just create for others.
I agree.
I think he really needs to go out there and average like 24 or 25 for them to get it done and continue to do what he's been doing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, sometimes Jimmy's inconsistent. Like some games he'll have like somewhere between 10 and 20 points. Sometimes he'll have over 25. You never know what you're gonna get from
It
him.
all depends on how aggressive he is offensively, and one of the, it might have even been Game 6 when the early on the Heat were winning. Jimmy was being crazy aggressive. I think it was Game 6. I think he had 13 points at half on like 6 for 11 or something shooting. And then he just stopped being aggressive, and until most of the second half, I'm pretty sure he started out 0 for 5, 0 points. He just wasn't aggressive, wasn't being the player he was in the first half.
He's not the most consistent guy.
Definitely not.
His defense is really good though. He plays like a dog.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think he's going to bring a crazy amount of intensity into this game tonight.
Yeah, he puts it all on the line.
Definitely, and biggest stage he's got to.
That's the thing about Jimmy. He only does what he needs to do to win.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's some nights scoring, he'll score. Some nights that's playing good defense, that's what he does. Some nights it's passing, that's what he does. He's just he can fit into any situation, I feel like.
It's also his first final series though, so you
True.
never know how nervous he'll be tonight. But we'll see.
We'll see, man. Like I really think the bubble has a huge effect. Like if it was their first finals and there was no bubble, then yeah, I think the Lakers would just dominate. Absolutely dominate over in 4.
With the experience that they have over the Heat.
But it's a different game, and that's why I think the Heat. I think
Oh yeah,
part of the reason they're here right now is because of the bubble.
Oh yeah, if there was no bubble, the Heat aren't even making the finals. Let's get that off our
Yeah,
chest here. They're not
exactly.
even making it.
That's why I think they have a chance against the Lakers. They thrive in the bubble.
I think they got 2 games. I just can't see it going 7.
You don't see them getting 3.
No.
At all.
I think they got 2 games.
All right. We'll see about that.
If not 2, then 1.
Really?
I don't think it will be a sweep though. That would be bad.
that
would be
bad.
a boring NBA Finals. I hope
Facts.
it's not a sweep. I hope it goes at least 6. We'll see.
We will see.
But if the Heat,
hey, and if it goes to 7 games, that's more content for the fans.
True. All right, let's get it in 7. All right.
Heat in 7.
If the Heat do win, though, how much would it hurt LeBron's legacy? Because think about it. If LeBron loses this finals, he loses 7 out of 10. That's 70% of the finals.
I'll let you take this one first.
You want? All right. If LeBron and the Lakers lose this finals, I don't think. And this, I've been helping this man a lot.
Yeah.
I've been supporting him. But if LeBron loses this finals, there's no way he's the GOAT.
No way in hell.
No way he's the GOAT. He's got to win this, and he's got, in my opinion, to officially be the GOAT, he's got to get 5. And he's got to go minimum 5 for 7.
I agree.
Right now, he's 3 for 6, and I think he'll be 4 for 6 after this. Or 4 and 6 after this. I think he's got to be 5 and 7 at minimum to have a chance to be the GOAT. Because he's got the numbers. He's got all the stats and stuff. He needs the finals, though.
True.
That's what he needs.
Here's my thoughts. First off, right now, I have LeBron projected to be top 2 when he retires, all time.
I have him projected to be the GOAT.
Really?
When he retires.
Well, we'll see about that. So right now, I have him projected to be top 2. If he loses this finals, because in my brain I have him projected to win. If he loses this finals, he's sliding down to top 3, and Kareem is going in front of him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
One of the most underrated NBA players in history. Don't get me started on that. Second thing, if LeBron loses this finals, bro, he's, what did you say, 70% lose rate?
Yeah.
That is atrocious.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That is atrocious for a guy to be in the GOAT conversation to lose so many finals. Yes, it was a miracle that he was in the 2018.
If you think about it, though, this is really only the second time he's been the favorite to win.
Yeah.
And the first time was against the Mavericks when he lost.
That was disgusting. That what brings him down a peg. That finals, most of the finals, it's like, oh, LeBron's in the finals. Like, there's no way he's going to win because he's facing Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, the best team of all time we've ever seen and will ever see.
No.
But
Chicago Bulls.
You cannot expect that man to win against Kevin Durant and Steph on the court.
You can't.
That's just not fair. So I kind of don't really count those. Like, it was miraculous that he even made it to the finals in the first place.
But it's not his fault that he lost.
Exactly. The Dallas one,
The
was
Dallas
that
one was
pisses
bad.
me off. I'm surprised people don't bring that one up more because it's actually atrocious.
Yeah, the Dallas one was really bad.
Yeah, that is unacceptable. Like, if you lose to the Heat, that would be comparable to the Dallas one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about something you just said. I forget what it was though. You said something that got me going.
What was it?
I can cut this bit. Oh, you said that the Golden State Warriors weren't as good. The Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors weren't as good as the Chicago Bulls. The 73,
never mind.
72 and 12?
Well, like, all right, so going against each other with you see, here's the thing though, because the game changes.
Yeah.
The game changes. If it was 96, 97 Bulls against the Warriors with KD and all them, in the Bulls era, I got the Bulls. Because the Warriors just wouldn't be able to handle that. It was too much physical
But
play.
they'd shoot the lights out.
It's too much physical play.
But they'd shoot the lights out.
You see what the Pistons did to fucking Jordan?
But they'd shoot the lights out.
It doesn't matter if they... Steve Kerr was literally on the Bulls.
But they'd shoot the lights out.
They wouldn't shoot the lights out.
They'd shoot the lights out.
All right.
The lights were
First
literally
off-
in the stadium
all right,
were
no, no,
literally
no, no.
shut off
No,
because
no, no.
of how much
No,
they're
no, no.
shooting the lights out.
Michael Jordan was a very good defender, wasn't he?
Yeah. Incredible.
Say he's guarding Curry or Clay. They're not doing as well.
You can't guard them both at the same time. One of them's going to be open.
All right, well, Klay Thompson's not going to get himself open with the dribbling.
Okay, and then pass it to Kevin.
All right, Scottie Pippen's on Kevin.
All
You
right.
want to even dare go near Draymond with Dennis Rodman on him? Draymond is the fucking Walmart version,
Bro.
if he's lucky, of Dennis Rodman.
Okay, so they've got Rodman on Draymond. They've got Pippen on Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That leaves two shooters. Michael
And
can't
you
cover
can
both
put
of them.
Michael Jordan's name all over Curry.
Then
And
what about
what's
Clay?
good-
You're leaving the second best shooter of all time open.
You're not leaving him open.
Who's guarding him, bro?
All right.
What's
if-
that guy's
if Clay
name?
wants-
The
listen,
sixth man?
If Clay
Kukoc?
wants to shoot, if he wants to shoot like
What are you about to say?
23,
What are you about to say?
If he wants to shoot 23s a game, hell yeah.
And he's
Let him
making
shoot
19.
He's not making 19.
He's making at least 10,
Not
bro.
a
He's
chance.
making at least
Not
10,
a
bro.
chance. No.
Do you think Klay Thompson is the second best shooter of all time?
'Cause, dude, second best. He's top 5. That's for sure.
Who's in front of him?
You hit me on the spot. I got Ray Allen. I mean,
You cannot let that man shoot 20 shots a game, bro.
it's also a defense that you can easily switch on.
Bro, it is okay.
With the masterminds of Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson's a great coach, but Steve Kerr learned from Phil Jackson, bro.
He doesn't know everything he knows.
Yeah, but he literally was under his wing.
All right,
Like,
well,
that's going to be a weapon
it's
against
not
them.
like Steve Kerr is going to be. It's not like he's even in comparison.
He's going to be
of
playing and be
coaching-wise.
coaching.
Yeah, he's doing 2 roles. He's the Deion Waiters getting in the ring no matter
Yeah.
what happens. But
That's kind of cool how he's been a part of the 2 best teams of all time.
yeah,
It's a little cool little tidbit. But anyway, if they're playing a 7-game series, I've got the
Bulls.
Warriors in 5 or 4.
No, whoa, wow.
Dude, the Bulls have never even seen anything like the Warriors back then. They couldn't even imagine anything like the
Dude.
Warriors. They would just make it rain, bro, and they wouldn't know how to react. And the second they overcommit to the 3-point line, slash, Kevin Durant to the rim. Dunk. Game over.
Dunk
Yeah.
on who?
Anyone, bro. Anyone in his way.
On Dennis?
Yeah, man.
Hell
Dennis
no.
is getting postered.
Nope.
It
Nope. First off, who's guarding MJ?
don't matter.
Who's guarding MJ?
The defense don't matter. We'll put Clay on MJ. Woo! Clay is an elite defender, bro. And if you're denying that,
He ain't that
I'm
elite.
walking out of here.
He ain't that elite.
He's great,
He
though.
ain't that elite.
But he's a great defender.
Everybody Jordan went against, he killed.
Yeah, but Clay could guard. He can't guard. No one can guard
A
Jordan.
whole
Let's get that
ass
out of the
team
way.
couldn't stop Jordan.
But Clay
The
on
whole-
Jordan would at least
The
slow him
whole
down a
the
little
whole Detroit
bit.
Pistons team couldn't stop Jordan.
Yeah, but like if you got Okay. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all time, if not the greatest scorer of all time. Steph Curry, greatest three-point shooter of all time. Klay Thompson, second best shooter of all time, in my opinion. Top 5 in your opinion. That is 3 of the most prolific three-point scorers we have ever seen in our entire life. Not to mention Draymond, who can push the offense, rebound.
Yeah, Draymond's not doing shit with Dennis Rodman on the floor.
Hey, the only thing is we can't see it. Maybe we should run some 2K sims.
Run some 2K sims.
All right.
I don't know.
That was a little one-off because
We just got
right
it.
there. You just irked me a little bit,
I
bro.
know. All right, but going back to the Heat and the Lakers, whose story is bigger and better if they win? The Heat's improbable run to the finals, or the Lakers doing it for Kobe?
I'll start with this one. In my opinion, I think the Lakers story is the one that's more gripping and emotionally, just more emotionally charged.
Mhm.
But the Heat, that's just fun, bro. They're just having some fun in Disney, winning some games.
Selling coffee.
Exactly, bro. They're just chilling, bro. They're big chilling. Where the Lakers, they have to focus, and this is a must-win finals for them. I think the pressure has a lot to do with how this series is going to go. And I think the Lakers might crack a little under the pressure.
Really?
The storyline goes, it's for Kobe. There's
LeBron's
no
for it.
Battle of LA. They should have an open route to the Larry O'Brien.
Mhm.
And also the one that's the heaviest on their shoulders, heavier than Kobe, LeBron's legacy.
You
You
think
know-
that's heavier than Kobe?
You know how big LeBron's ego is? You know how hard he's pushing these guys to get him his ring? They all know that, we're just working for LeBron. We're just LeBron's
Alright.
bitches.
I don't think they all know that.
I think they all feel
You
like
think
that.
AD thinks he's LeBron's bitch?
I think
There's
AD
no
might
way.
not think it, but LeBron
There's
knows
no
it, bro.
way. No. AD is damn near a better player than LeBron right now.
I think so too, but I think LeBron's
I'm not saying he is. I don't know
LeBron
if he
took him
is,
under
but-
his wing, gave him a few Snickers, and was like, "Come on, buddy, play for me in LA, and we'll be buddies. I'm not just trying to use you to get a ring, buddy." But he is. Obviously, their friendship seems genuine. I believe it is. But like LeBron saw AD, he looked like a ripe little prospect. He could slurp up and
But-
get a couple rings with.
Dude, there's no way LeBron thinks AD is his bitch, though.
Even if LeBron doesn't see it that way, I see it that way. Like LeBron just built this roster. He's like, all right,
All right, yeah,
I need
LeBron
to prove
did
that I'm
build the
better than
roster.
MJ because I'm a salty little bitch.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I don't know. I feel like this story. I feel like once the Lakers, well, if the Lakers win, I feel like the story is gonna completely just curve to Kobe. Like the whole storyline about it, 100%.
LeBron's
Like
gonna
in the-
deflect and be like, "This
in-
was all for Kobe, nothing to do with me."
In all the interview questions, like everything, it's for Kobe. It's for Kobe. But I think they all really mean it though, because even after,
Oh, yeah, I would
even
mean
after-
it.
Yeah, even after AD hit the game winner, he's screaming Kobe, Kobe.
Facts.
After he banged one on the Nuggets' head. And I don't know, it just everything lines up because like the whole playoff chase, it's like exactly like Kobe's when he
Yeah.
got his fourth.
I'll be happy with either team winning. The Heat, because it would just be fun to see them pull off the upset. This whole Cinderella run is impressive as
Oh,
hell.
I'd be thrilled if the Heat won. As
Me
a
too.
Celtics fan, I'd be thrilled. Keep the Celtics at 17 and the Lakers at 16.
Yeah, facts. That's true.
I'd be thrilled, but I just don't see it happening. And it would also be cool if the Lakers did win it for
Yeah,
Kobe.
I wouldn't mind if the Lakers win because for Kobe
Exactly.
and LeBron, I actually really like LeBron. I just like to give him shit because it pisses off LeBron fans.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like LeBron. I'd be happy to see him get a ring. I'd be happy to see him and Anthony Davis stay together. Although I do have a little theory that Anthony Davis might leave in the offseason. But
Really?
that's for our free agency podcast.
Yeah, wow.
Gotta
I've never
table,
heard that one
Gotta
before.
table that discussion.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? here?
Moving on with all the Heat and the Lakers stuff. Moving on with all that. We got a different story in LA, and that goes around Doc Rivers leaving the Clippers after 7 years, but one really failed season.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
This failed season, Do you blame it all on Doc?
No.
Do you blame it mostly on Doc?
No.
Who do you blame it mostly on, Steve?
The players.
Which player?
Kawhi, Paul George, Lou Will. Damn near the whole team. None of them wanted to be in the bubble.
I 100 and 200 million% blame it on Paul George. The man sold their entire title aspirations. Like, it was almost
If you want to blame it on anyone, if you want to blame it on one individual person, 100% it's Paul George.
That's what I was trying to get to.
I believe it's a whole team aspect thing because you could just tell that none of them wanted to be there. We got Lemon Pepper Lou. We got Paul George. Holy heavens, you're bad in the playoffs. And Kawhi just wasn't Kawhi.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
But the thing that confuses me is apparently after that Game 7 loss to the Nuggets, Paul George was in the locker room saying we should all stay together, stay together, stay together. 2 weeks later, here we go firing Doc Rivers when I don't even think it was his fault. I feel like this was really the first year that the Clippers, in his whole time here, I believe this was the first year that they really should have won a championship.
I think Doc's a little overrated as a coach.
I mean, you might want to call him a little overrated, but the fact that he doesn't have a job right now after one failed season, a crazy season.
Mm-hmm. A turbulent season.
I
also think it's crazy that they were up 3-1.
The Clippers also voted to be out of the bubble.
That's right.
They really didn't want to be there. You know what I mean?
The Lakers and the Clippers, right?
Yeah, but I believe...
Not that shit even matters anymore, but...
I believe the Lakers' standpoint was...
Fans?
No, it was more of what... Like, being out there would let them... Like, not playing basketball would let everyone, like, go in their cities and...
The Black Lives Matter shit?
And make a difference.
Yeah.
That was the Lakers' standpoint to it. But the Clippers' standpoint to it, I didn't hear anything that that's what they
just wanted to relax.
They just didn't want to be there. And overall, that's why the season kept going. Because if you're not going to make a difference when you're home, there's a bigger chance to make a difference here.
On the court.
That's what I've been hearing. So the Clippers, they didn't even want to be there from the jump. They didn't want to be in the bubble. And you can't
clearly Lou Will didn't.
Well, yeah, you can't blame Doc Rivers if no one wanted to be there because then they're just not going to play as hard. And I don't think that was Kawhi's best. Damn well, no, that's not. I mean, that is Paul George in the playoffs, but geez. And then Lou Will, 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. Montrezl Harrell is the Sixth Man of the Year. They're supposed to be winning that series, and they should have been. But I don't think Doc deserved to lose the job over it.
Here's the thing. I think Paul George was the key factor of why they lost that series. Mm-hmm. I think that he might not be the only factor, but I think he's top of my list. I also think Doc, I don't think he's that good of a coach. I don't think a great coach would blow a 3-1 3 times. He's blown 3. It's either 2. I know it's at least 2 or 3. 3-1 leads he's blown as a coach.
Yeah,
that is unacceptable. You can't revere him as a god tier coach when he's blown 3-1.
I'm not saying he's a god tier coach, but I'd say he's definitely. Say there's 5 tiers of coaches. I'd say he's a 4-star coach.
So like tier 2, tier 1. I definitely would put him in the top 2 or 1 tier.
Yeah,
but he's not been proving himself lately.
Yeah, but I feel like this was really the only year that they had a chance. I mean, even going back to like Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, that team. All right, yeah, they should have advanced to the Western Conference Finals, but like maybe once.
I think the Clippers are just allergic to the Western Conference Finals.
Really,
that's what it looks like, man.
It's the Steve
like
Ballmer
if they were in LA and LeBron was in, if they were on the Lakers and LeBron was on the Clippers, then maybe the Kawhi and Paul George on the Lakers advance.
I don't know.
I think the Clippers just have some bad juju going on there.
I don't know, but anyway, Doc is out. He might be heading to Philly. There was a report that he had a meeting there, but we'll see what goes on with that. Talking about another team, bringing up the Pacers.
I was a Philly fan, sorry to interrupt, but if I was a Philly fan, I would not want Doc after what just happened. I'd want Mike D'Antoni.
I wouldn't.
I think what Mike D'Antoni did with Houston this year was more impressive.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He did all that with Houston just to leave. You know how hard that's going to be to fix that?
Well, yeah, because it didn't work out.
Houston's going to be hard to fix.
I don't know about hard to fix. All they need is just a big man and a coach.
Yeah, but they got to change everything. Their whole play style, their whole roster.
I mean, they really only tried
the whole offensive scheme. Yeah, but they were so dependent on that system, and now it's just all going to change.
I think it'll be easier than you think.
I don't. I think it's going to be a tough
I guess
one.
we'll see next season. I'm excited to see what the
Ooh.
Rockets look like next season.
It's going to be a good NBA season next year.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about next year's NBA, the Pacers, Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner are reportedly wanting out.
I would
And the
want out
question
too.
is- oh, yeah, definitely. But the question is, what would you be able to get for them? And where would they go? I feel like for Oladipo, you might be able to get a decent pick and maybe some
I just had a splendid idea.
splendid. All right, share it.
I would trade Karis.
Wow.
Actually, no, dude. Oladipo's never been the same since his injury.
Yeah, but he hasn't really gotten a full chance.
I would have to
really
wait a
good
little more
experience.
before I'm giving up Karis for Debo.
Yeah, but would you give up Karras
Back
for
in the-
Miles Turner?
Back in the day, though, yeah, that's why I was going to throw up Karis, because we need height. I really want to target Serge Ibaka this offseason for the Nets. But anyway, we're getting distracted. Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner, where are they going and why? I think there's a lot of potential spots for them to land. I think if Minnesota could get Miles Turner, that could
to
be a
pair
very
with Cat.
that could be a very pivotal piece, because then they could either keep their pick or trade away for another front court. Then they'd have a stacked, or get another backcourt. So they'd have a stacked front court with Miles and Cat. Then they could even have a stacked backcourt as well, with potentially Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and D'Lo. Well, and
Really?
D'Lo, because D'Lo's not leaving, obviously. Or they could trade a pick for D-Book and Suns. But where do you think Miles Turner and Oladipo are going, bro?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Don't
but-
say the Celtics.
I'm not. But I could see maybe Miles Turner to Miami
Woo!
or
They got
Depot.
Bam.
Yeah, I know, but pair them both together or Depot, one of them. And like the Heat trade away maybe Kendrick Nunn.
I wish I knew how much cap space the Heat have. You know,
Yeah,
like, well,
I mean they just
How-
signed Jimmy.
Turner and Oladipo aren't free agents, right? So it would have to be a
It
trade.
would have to be a trade.
I think there might be a lot of trades this summer,
Oh yeah, definitely.
like a lot of
Especially 'cause the-
multiple team trades,
Especially because the free agent names aren't too high.
exactly.
I think there will definitely be some big trades.
a lot of trades involving 2 or more teams or 3 or more teams.
Yeah.
like that crazy 4-team trade we had at the deadline, not this season but 2 seasons ago.
With Isaiah Thomas and those boys.
Yeah,
hmm
that rocked things up quite a bit.
We'll see. I don't know. It's gonna be.
I definitely
interesting.
do want to see those two out of Indiana though, because they have
So do
great
I.
talent that's kind of being wasted.
So do I. And they just Nate McMillan's no longer the coach.
Yup.
there. I thought he was a good coach.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked when they switched his throw like that.
Yeah, I
That
know.
kind of made me sad.
He literally signed an extension, a 1-year extension, which is kind of weird. But he signed an extension, and then literally like a week later, he's gone.
I thought he did a great job. Like, I don't know, that seemed weird to me.
Oh yeah, they've been improving every year.
There's probably something going on behind the scenes in Indiana.
Definitely.
Maybe that's why Depot and Turner want out, because they just got rid of McMillan, who they probably liked and respected as a coach. And that's probably why they want to leave him.
Definitely. But we'll see. But anyways, you did bring up a point with Minnesota earlier, so we're gonna go back to Minnesota right now. What do they do with their pick?
If I was them, I would send that pick to the moon and see what I could get. Know what I mean? Because this is maybe one of the weirdest drafts we've ever seen. Just the circumstances of everything. Like, we don't know how good these players are going to be. They could either
Definitely.
be all duds or they could all be studs.
And also, a lot of players show out during the March Madness tournament,
Exactly. we're gonna
and
have
there was
that.
no tournament. So
No tournament. That's why I'm saying I would give this pick away in a heartbeat, because I feel like the intel you have on the incoming prospects is just not adequate to have a good draft. Also, I think the Timberwolves, they lack depth, and they lack, if they want to be a title contender, one more superstar/star, Devin Booker. So maybe they could package. I know they have a lot of young guys right now. Young guys I'm not able to name because they have a very weird roster right now. But if they could package some of their young talent with that first rounder or that number 1 overall pick in an attempt to get D-Book, I would do that, because the chemistry on that team would be unreal. Those guys love each other, and it would just be fun to watch. Minnesota's my second favorite team right now.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So if I'm the Timberwolves, I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a rumor if they keep the pick, I heard they're gonna try to trade it, but if they do keep it, then LaMelo Ball's heading to Minnesota, and I just don't see how that fits in. So, to be honest, I would, if I were them, I'm trading that pick to Phoenix.
I'm
I'm getting Devin Booker. They got to trade away Jared Culver and some
Oh
other
yeah,
names.
they have Culver.
And some other names. But I think that would also be a good
I think
trade
he's
for them
gonna
as
be
well.
valuable in a trade package.
Culver?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Damn, I just can't wait for this offseason. Like I feel like the finals are kind of already over in my head. But
'Cause,
like, I'm
yeah.
still super excited to see the finals. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also super excited to see the draft and free agents.
This whole offseason, it's gonna be
It's
interesting.
gonna be crazy, bro.
Leading up until whatever happens next year, because that next year is gonna be a crazy year as well.
Right now is setting the scene for how next year is gonna look.
Mhm.
It's very exciting.
Yes, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna let Devin handle this topic right here.
James Harden. So recently, I've seen some rumors about James Harden of the Houston Rockets going to Philadelphia. Now, I am not a delusional Sixers fan, and I have expectations of what James Harden's career is going to look like. First off, I do not see him leaving Houston, and if he does leave Houston, I do not see him being happy in wherever he lands. Second off, the Sixers front office has not shown that they have ability to land star free agents, especially in the recent past. And James Harden, not saying that James Harden is a free agent. I don't see them, if they can't land a free agent to come to Philadelphia, they sure as hell can't get James Harden, a star on the Rockets who's been there for years and probably doesn't want to leave, hasn't shown any signs of wanting to leave. I doubt they're going to be able to get him into Philly. Like, the whole rumor just doesn't make sense to me because I don't see it happening whatsoever. Like, James Harden is happy with Russ. He's with his best friend in the league. Like, why would he leave? It just doesn't make any sense.
I completely agree with that. I don't see him going anywhere, and I especially don't see him going to Philly, even though that would make them a deadly team.
Yep.
But they would have to trade away Ben Simmons.
James Harden and Embiid would be disgusting.
That would be dirty.
But it's not going to happen because James Harden's playing with his best friend. Why would he freaking?
I don't see that happening. Even if D'Antoni does go to Phoenix to coach, or does go to Philly to coach there, I don't see Harden going anywhere. Unless it's be after this season. After the season that's about to, so next season. After next season.
And if they traded Harden, I think he'd be pissed. Like, it's not like he wants to leave.
Oh yeah, it would. If they traded
he
Harden,
loves H-Town.
If they traded Harden, it would be to blow up the team.
Yeah,
and they would just get a ton of picks.
He would hate the Rockets and Houston front office.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
we'll see.
Mike D'Antoni needs a new job.
He does.
Where's he gonna go?
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Philly because I think Doc Rivers is gonna go there.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's gonna be with the Clippers either because I believe Ty Lue will go there.
You know, if this was 2 months ago, and Steve Nash wasn't the coach of Brooklyn, thank God. I would be saying I want D'Antoni out of these guys. And Ty Lue, but I don't see Ty Lue leaving the Clippers.
Especially now.
Yeah. Like, I would want D'Antoni as a coach on the Nets just because he's shown with Phoenix what he can do. But he's a great offensive mind. And the Nets are going to be a very offensive-oriented team next year. But Steve Nash might just be a baby D'Antoni. Know what I mean?
Really?
Like, he played in a system
very
for
offensive minded.
Yep. And just Steve Nash. I'm really excited to see what goes on with Steve Nash. I cannot wait for next year because I haven't been able to talk about Brooklyn Nets basketball in a while. A, because of
they got first rounded.
B,
they got first rounded.
B, our two best players in the world. Two best players on our team.
And they got first rounded.
Were injured all year.
And they got
if you let me finish. And then we went to the bubble,
and
had a good time, almost knocked Portland out of the playoffs. It's whatever. Next year's our year. We're going to own the East and make the Celtics our bitch.
And they got first rounded.
Bro, who cares? You're getting friggin' knocked out by the Nets next year, so see you then, bud.
No, the growth of Tatum might be crazy.
Oh, the growth of Tatum. I don't give a shit!
All right. I think that's all we have for this episode
Before we beat the shit out of each other. All right, this has been a fun one.
Thank you for tuning in.
Multiple videos going up today. Please enjoy and watch with your viewing pleasure. And this has been episode 3. I'll see you guys next time. See you guys next time. See you guys next time.